Hey, it's your boy Jay Hardcore Boxing News back at you with what's happening in the world of boxing. And as y'all see I got a heavyweight with me. Got Steven Espinoza. How you doing today, bro?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Man, keeping life real simple, to be truthfully honest, you dig? Hey, we had another one. We got Tank versus Roach. Been a whole bunch of backlash and everything. It seems like people are never satisfied, man. Tell me about this fight that we got going on.
Yeah, look, when you've got somebody like Tank that, continues to impress against high-level competition, people have really high expectations for him. They want him to keep raising the bar, and sometimes unrealistically. And nothing against Roach, but, remember, Tank and his team did pursue two other big names before we got here.
Talk to
there was very significant discussions went down the road with Lomachenko. And Lomachenko, very publicly at the end said, look, time is not right. Now, I'm not suggesting he's ducking by any means. I would never say that about a fighter of his caliber. I'm just saying whatever was going on physically or psychologically, it wasn't the right time. So Lomachenko said no to that fight. There were discussions, preliminary discussions with Shakur, early on about getting a fight done. I think Shakur was looking more for a long-term deal and multi-fight deal than he was looking for one particular fight. That's just my read of the situation. He went in matchroom and went in a different direction. Outside of those two, and with no disrespect to the rest of the 135-pound division, there's a big drop-off. Once you get past two or three names at the top of the division. And yes, Tank has fought at 140, at times. That may be in the cards in the future, but I think everyone agrees 135 is his best weight. That's where he's looked the best. And so I think this is a very credible fight. I think we're going to be, a lot of people who don't follow real closely Lamont Roach are going to be surprised that he's going to come in as probably the guy who looks bigger and physically is bigger, even though he's coming up in weight. There's a amateur backstory. They've fought before. There's a regional rivalry. It's a big East Coast fight. There's a lot of things to like about this fight. And I sort of put it a little bit like, Canelo. Canelo's another guy where people keep raising the bar on him. It's sort of like, you got to keep doing more. When you've got guys like, Triple G on your resume and, fought Bivol and been undisputed, people keep expecting more and more. And so there was criticism when he fought Munguia. There was criticism when he fought Berlanga. But then you got to fight night, and you got in the ring, and those were competitive, entertaining fights.
Facts.
So without all the backlash and all the other things, you still have two men who have to get in the ring and fight, and you got to look at it objectively and what are their physical tools. And Lamont Roach has the physical tools, has the skills to come in and give Tank a competitive fight.
Are we at the Mayweather effect yet? Meaning, though, no matter what Mayweather did, it wasn't good enough? Are we there yet?
I mean, look, I think we're getting close, and we see it with Canelo. We see it with Canelo, a lot of times it's like, everybody's the boogeyman, until
the boogeyman shows
and
up.
Then Canelo fights and beats him, and then we're like, well, maybe he wasn't as good as we thought. Now we look back at like some of Tank's victories. You look back at Pedraza, his first title, which is way back, I think, 7 years ago. At this point, Pedraza has gone on to have a really successful career after that.
Barrios.
Barrios as well, going up and and doing what he's doing at 47. So, the reality, you've got to look at what happened to some of those opponents, afterwards, and their body work to appreciate some of those other victories. Same thing. And look, let's put aside the PED things for a minute, but look at Ryan Garcia and what he did the fight after going against Tank. So the reality is, yes, until Tank fights a 154-pounder, until he takes on Boots Ennis or Terrence Crawford, there's going to be people.
Well, maybe Wilder.
Yeah, that's right. There's going to be people criticizing.
Well, listen here, man. I really appreciate you. You always bring us good stuff, man, and we're looking forward to more things in the future, man.
All right.
You take it easy,
brother.
man. All right.